to Escalante. You know, part of living these intentional, joyful lives is not just for us, but also for the people that we want to support, the people that we love. And that's all there is to it. Super simple, easy van life meal for one. Just feeling these things today and just being surrounded by this amount of beauty is just like... This Las Vegas restaurant is hidden inside of a strip club, and it's like one of my absolute favorite restaurants of all time. Just came off that crazy fun road between Escalante and Boulder, and it's getting kind of late, so I decided, because I really do need some service to work tonight and tomorrow, that I am going to stop at Escalante Outfitters. For $8 a night, they have a campsite here, hot showers that I can indulge in the morning, and even a little restaurant on site with a natural grocer nearby, so I can pick up some food in the morning when I kind of hit back on the road. So super pumped about this little find. Really, really good service here as well. So after I did a little bit of work, I am relaxing tonight with a pizza, gluten-free pizza from this place, and Nomadland, which is all over the van life forums right now, and I haven't seen yet. So super excited to hunker in for the night.
And he told me before he died, just don't waste any time, bro. Don't waste any time.
You've come to the right place to find an answer.
Good morning from Escalante. Woke up at the Outfitters this morning and am really liking this spot. Had some delicious pizza like I showed you last night. And then I get to shower this morning, which is such a novelty. Woohoo! Shower. So I carry a shower bag and a little toiletry bag with me. That just like makes when I find a shower super easy. I just have two things to grab instead of like scrounging up all of the stuff around the van. So, gonna go enjoy this. So fresh and so clean. Feeling very nice after that shower. And I wanted to show you guys, so last night I couldn't fit my leftover pizza in the fridge, so I just put it up in my skylight. Because it was nice and cold all night long. So then when I'm ready to eat it, I just pop it right on here in the oven. Boom, boom. Voila. Might not be food safe guidelines, you know, to a certain temperature in the fridge, but you know what? Screw it. I live in a van and this works perfectly. There's a super cute little natural food store in town here, a tiny little grocery store. So gonna go stock up before heading back out into the wild.
There's a lot of colors, I don't know where to go. See a lot of colors, only feeling blue.
Places like this are obviously pretty expensive, but I just love them. I love little health food stores. I also really want these eggs. I don't even need eggs. I have no room for eggs, but they're just so freaking cute. Got my little box of groceries here because I forget my bags literally every time I go to a store anywhere at any time. So being in the Grand Staircase Escalante area, there's a ton of different hiking around. I'm going to do one today called the Lower Calf Creek Trail. This is a 6-mile out and back that ends at a waterfall, even though it's winter, so it's probably not going to be running super high right now, but should be a nice little hike regardless. Since it is 6 miles, I am bringing Sterling, but I'm bringing a backpack with me because very likely he will need to be carried by the end. He's pretty old. He's 14. So, you know, long hikes are a little bit difficult for him sometimes. So we'll bring a backpack and get ready to go here. It's kind of chilly outside today, so get some more clothes on, and then get ready to go. So Honora does come with me hiking on some trips, not on popular ones where there's a ton of dogs around. It's just not worth the risk. So I'm not worried about leaving her in the van, but I will leave her with her favorite little toy to keep entertained for a couple hours.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in old conversations. Oh, 'cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along and proved me all wrong. I was so mistaken, 'cause you glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better.
Desert sage is one of my absolute favorite smells in the entire world. That and rosemary, if I had to choose two. But this hike has a ton of it all around, so it's just like amazing smelling as I'm walking. He needs a little bit of a break, so carry him for a little bit and then put him back on the ground when he's rested.
I was never the one to give up the ghost. No, I was so stuck. I kept on playing my part, wanting to give up 'cause nothing was changing.
There's a good amount of water in the stream here, which hopefully means we'll get a pretty epic waterfall experience. Yay!
Glue all the pieces back together. Yeah, you take all my wrongs and make them better. Yeah, you're making me wanna try forever. And I feel so free, oh my sweet baby. Myself, and I'm thinking out loud, we won't need nothing else for the rest of our time, and I know it so well. I will always be by your side.
So although this hike is pretty easy, it's pretty flat, the sand is quite deep, so gotta take off these. So much sand in there. First glimpse off in the distance. Back to the van we go. Is there anything in the world cooler than a canyon wall? No, there's not. Look at that. So cool. Sometimes also we'll just do like 5 minutes up, just carrying, and then 5 minutes back down. I think really the key to hiking with like an old dog is just the fact that like I know this old dog very, very well. He tells me when he is over it, he tells me when he wants to get back down, and we just go slow and I listen to him, and then he gets to still have some adventures in his old age. So your personal power and intentional living tip of the week this week is about support. As I carry Sterling through these things, not just that you find people to support you, but also when you're supporting people, when you're carrying them, are you taking care of yourself as well? And if that load gets too heavy to carry, are you setting it down? Are you turning around? Are you giving yourself the space to say, I can't carry you anymore? You know, because if you break under that weight of the load, or, you know, just can't take another step forward, then you're not doing anybody any good. You're not doing yourself good. You're not doing the person you're carrying good. So, you know, part of living these intentional, joyful lives is not just for us, but also for the people that we want to support, the people that we love. Because when we're happy and we're joyful and we're free and we're intentional, then we can give so much more of ourselves to other people, whether that's your pets, your kids, your spouse, your mom, your grandma, anybody, friends. When we're worn out, we can't do anything. So there is your tip of the week. And we're back in the pack. For you Firefly fans out there, this reminds me of a quote from that: when you can't run, you walk. When you can't walk, you crawl. And when you can't crawl, you find somebody to carry you. It's finishing out strong. You tired boy? All right, well, besides Sterling being quite tired and my shoes being completely filled with sand, we are very, very happy and had a great little hike today. So now it's off to find camp for the night. So we just got to camp, and I have to say it is probably one of the most beautiful camps that I have ever stayed at. Glass of wine and some dinner. For dinner tonight, I'm gonna do Korean steak lettuce wraps. Super easy little meal to make. I love cooking, and I love cooking like more complicated meals, and I'm pretty good at it if I do say so myself, but I don't cook for just myself. that often, even though I live by myself most of the time. I just make pretty simple meals, and then when I have people to cook for, I go all out. And that's all there is to it. Super simple, easy van life meal for one. All right, we got all cleaned up after dinner, and now it is time for a little bit of dessert. Gluten-free and delicious. All right, so after a great day of hiking, beautiful views at the campsite, I am all curled up in bed with good book, cookies. I have super cute animals sleeping around me, super cozy van to be in, and I'm feeling pretty lucky right now. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you in the morning. Morning, everybody. So I woke up this morning super early to realize that my battery is almost dead. My heater turned off, and look. Hi, kitty. Okay, distraction. But yeah, so I'm gonna run the car for a little bit, which will at least help me get the heat back on. It won't like charge it completely because my alternator doesn't, like, my alternator to battery charger isn't quite enough for that, but it'll at least kind of jumpstart things and let me get things heated up. And then I'll probably, I think it's supposed to snow today, so I'll probably have to go to a campground if it's not sunny enough to activate the solar and plug into shore power tonight, which is a shame because I kind of would rather stay at this really pretty campsite, but more important to have power because I need to edit my YouTube stuff and do some other work and all that. So morning time in van life, not always super relaxing. One pain in the butt thing about the heater that's mounted outside is that when the electric or propane goes out while it's trying to work, it'll like do a fail-safe off, which then you have to go restart it from outside. So, brr. It did snow. And there is some sun out, but with the angle of the sun, it's too low to really do much with the solar. Back to bed. The good thing is it is pretty insulated in here, so it held some heat during the night. It is cold outside. But, you know, we're still pretty good in here. To the point that the animals are doing fine. So that's always the most important thing. Yeah. It's getting much warmer in here. It's very good. The heater does work pretty fast, so that's nice. So it looks like I will need to go to a campground today for sure. There's definitely no sun outside. There was a little bit this morning when I went and turned back on the heater, so I was hoping maybe it would come back out in full. But yeah, this is definitely, you know, one thing I'm really grateful for is to have shore power, so that when things like this do happen and my battery gets down, which happened because I fell asleep when my projector was on the other night, and I ended up having it run with my inverter all night long, and so that really took down my battery a lot. But I'm really happy that I installed shore power so that I can just go to a campground and I'm not just like stuck without power. So a little bit of an extra cost tonight, but that's definitely built into, you know, my thinking around expenses for the month, is every once in a while in the winter, because of the angle of the sun, I think probably like once every week or once every week and a half, it's good for me to stop in a campground and top off my battery a little bit. So that's what I will be doing tonight. I'll probably just pack up and head down there soon, because I have a full day of editing ahead for YouTube stuff, and it is a little too cold outside to really be doing like much outside anyway today. It's just like kind of miserable and rainy and cold, and it's gonna start snowing. So yeah, winter van life, hunker down and get some work done. So just got to get everything packed up and ready to move out of here. Kind of feel like I caught a bit of a cold last night. The witch's hit, as my European boyfriend would say. All packed up. Time to head out of camp and say goodbye to this beautiful spot. Plugged in at the campground here. I'm at Escalante, Canyons of Escalante RV Park, and some nice little views from the campground. There's shower, laundry, showers galore this week. Man, spoiled. So as I was driving into town, I was like, man, I could really go for some Mexican food right now. Just craving it. And then I pulled into the RV park and nothing like getting some to-go lunch and being able to walk right on home to the RV. Definitely a nice little perk of this place. All right, time to get to work for a couple hours. Here is my little work setup here. I can do dual monitors using my iPad and my MacBook. I usually work from bed just because I can like really spread out here and stay pretty comfortable. For Wi-Fi, I use a T-Mobile hotspot because I get 100 gigs per month for only $50 rather than my Verizon, which I have like the complete unlimited plan, but still only get 30 gigs of data per month. So I use that. I have an external hard drive for all of my video work. And then I have a WeBoost cell phone booster that comes in as well. So pretty electronic heavy setup, which is probably why I need more battery power than what I have. And, you know, I use a charging station that comes off of an inverter to charge all this stuff up. So that is my workstation. Now I am going to get to it for a few hours, so I will see y'all later. Good morning, everybody. So I knew it was going to snow last night, but I thought it was going to be like a light, beautiful desert dusting. Not so much. I am snowed in. Woo. Feels like I'm in like a little ice cave or something. I did decide to stay here again today. You know, with the roads being icy, it's just not worth driving myself and my animals and my livelihood and house and everything around on these icy roads. Luckily the sun came out and everything is melting, so that's exciting. And so I'm just gonna hunker down and work so that I have more time to just enjoy later in the week. I spent 15 hours last night working on editing one of my YouTube videos. So just a little perspective on how long this stuff can take. If you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, you know, it does take quite a bit of time and effort. If you'd like to support the show, there's a Patreon linked below, or just like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. Definitely makes the hard work feels good when I know people are actually enjoying the outcome of it. Walking around town today and really nothing at all is open. So I am going to head home and cook myself a little bit of a meal. Good morning. There is sun shining through my skylight, so I am one happy lady. I am going to get up here and pretty quickly start making my way towards getting to Zion. So fresh, so clean. Filling up on water here. It's about 3/4 done, so nice to be able to refill before hitting the road again. I don't know why, but one of my least favorite things in the entire world is coiling freaking hose. I hate it. I want to get like a retractable hose so I don't have to do this all the time. I like don't understand what upsets me so much about it. I just like hate it. All right, 2.5 hours and we will be in Zion. Zion's Utah's most popular park, and you can see that because even today, when it's really snowy outside, there's still a pretty significant line to get in. So it costs $35 to enter unless you have a parks pass, which I do, which, you know, if you're traveling around a lot, definitely a good thing to get. We made it inside. It is pretty epic with the snow here. Zion, man. I have a lot of emotion around this park, actually. I'll tell you about it in a little bit, but yeah, definitely starting to feel that emotion. Spinach and mozzarella, olive oil, salt and pepper. Yummy little salad. And just wanted to kind of give some thoughts on Zion. I mean, the scenery here is unparalleled. I would say probably some of the best in the nation. And I've been a lot of places and it is just like nothing short of epic here. That being said, it's also very, very busy, and this isn't even the busy season. There's just like a ton of little pull-offs that are just too small for all the amount of cars that want to pull off on them. You're also never allowed to have like big vehicles in here. So if you're just driving like a big RV and you want to come to Zion, you'd have to maybe like rent a car to come through, or come in the summer when you can take the shuttle bus. Like even with my car, it's hard to find a place to pull over. This is about as big as you could really get like a car through. The roads are just super windy. I mean, they're awesome. They're like cutting through cliffs, and they're, you know, narrow and winding and going down these walls. And I mean, it's really truly is like epically amazing here. I really want to get a backcountry permit and come in and do some backcountry stuff and find a sitter for the pets for a little bit. It'd be really neat to get away from the main roads in here and really explore the national parks. I think that's probably the same for most national parks, honestly, is, you know, if you really want to get a good feel for them, like getting some backcountry permits for that. You know, when it comes to Zion, I don't know, I definitely have a lot of emotion around this place because we visited here on the last road trip that I ever did with both of my parents before they got divorced. And so it was, you know, just, I always look back on that trip and kind of like feel things about it. And then the last time I was here, I was actually with my best friend at the time, who were no longer friends because of a myriad of reasons. But that falling out was probably like the most painful fallout that I've ever had with a friend. So coming here and just seeing it and kind of like remembering being here with her, yeah, it's just emotional, and definitely just feeling these things today and just being surrounded by this amount of beauty is just like, it just gets me like hard. Yeah, I don't know. The last time I was here, I actually like cried all the way through the park too. I don't know. So there's something about this place that just feels like really intense and powerful, and even with cars all over the place driving back and forth, like looking off and just seeing these like cliffs in the distance, and like imagining just walking through here, and yeah, it is so absolutely epic. Sometimes I hate that word because it's kind of overused, but like this is epic in here. And just, I don't know. Well, onwards and upwards, right? Definitely feeling introspective, but that's never a bad thing. To just remember with love those times of your life that, even if they aren't the same now, still really meant something, and really meant something beautiful. And nothing that happened in the future can take away that fact, that even when you're not friends with somebody anymore, or, you know, parents not together anymore, or things like that, that it doesn't mean that the times that you did have together are less meaningful. So yeah, that's my Zion sort of emotional journey right now. So as I finish up lunch here, I'm going to now head out of Zion and keep moving west. I am trying to get to Southern California by tomorrow or Monday, because I'm meeting my boyfriend, his youngest daughter, and her cousin out there to go sailboating for a week. He's got a sailboat out by the Channel Islands, so really looking forward to that. But they're kind of on like a schedule, so that increases my schedule a little bit. I'm about 500 miles away right now, so I've got kind of a big push to make in that direction. So unfortunately I can't stay and like really hang out in Zion too long. But I mean, I can't fit in any of the like trailheads. They're so busy at this point anyway. So I was planning on doing some hiking, but I think at this point I just need to boogie on through and get on out to Southern California. So as I was driving out of Zion, it was absolutely beautiful. That whole drive is just amazing, up through Utah and then into Arizona, and you kind of go along the Virgin River there, and then into Nevada where you see the mountains. Super beautiful, was just lost in my head. And then all of a sudden was like, oh, hey, I'm almost to Vegas. So I decided to come into Vegas and go to one of my absolute favorite restaurants in the world. So this Las Vegas restaurant is hidden inside of a strip club, and it's like one of my absolute favorite restaurants of all time. It's a Mexican restaurant that is like all organic and super delicious. And so yeah, it's called El Dorado Cantina. And I am here now and super excited to get this food. Every time I come to Vegas, I end up at this place. And Vegas is really funny to me because, like, in my heart of hearts, like, I love the indulgent things of life. Like, I am a bit of a hedon, and I love, like, food and booze and sex and dancing and music and travel and, you know, all these indulgent things of life. So, like, the cultural parts of Vegas are, like, really kind of fascinating to me. And then also just everything about Vegas is, like, equally just horrifying. Well, not even equally, way more so horrifying. I mean, the environmental impact that the city has on, like, everything, you know, people just came out to the desert and was like, let's use all the electricity and all the water we possibly can in this city. So there's a lot about Vegas that just, like, kind of horrifies me, but man, for the indulgent things, there's just nowhere better. So I did have a couple bites of my queso inside because it's served hot on a skillet. It's just not the same when I bring it home, but I do get most of my food to go still because of COVID. The strip club here is open, which, like, kind of blows my mind because it kind of seems like a COVID nightmare to just be like naked people and people, like, breathing heavy all around you and, like, touching, and I don't know. Carnitas and salad and cilantro dressing and the rest of my queso in for a very delicious dinner. I am gonna just have a couple bites right now and quickly head over to my sleeping location for the night, which I'm going to go to a Harvest Host, which, if you don't know Harvest Host, it's about $99 a year, and you get to stay at wineries and farms and golf courses. So I am heading to a golf course right outside of Vegas and gonna park there for the night. I will say they do have some good shows here. I went and saw this show here once called Absinthe, and it was so awesome. It was, like, hilarious and sexy and amazing, like, crazy acrobatics. Really recommend that one. But oh my gosh, this city is just, like, overwhelming. Wow, I cannot believe these crowds. I mean, I don't know about y'all, I am not ready for that. So I made it to the golf club. It is more just like a parking lot with the golf club sort of over there. But, you know, it's a safe location close to the city where I know I'm not going to get a knock at the door. Oh, listen. Coyotes are going crazy. It has been quite the day between leaving Escalante, Bryce, Zion, coming to Vegas, all of that. I am now exhausted. I am ready to curl up with a glass of wine, a good show, and my carnitas. Have myself a little solo Vegas night with my animals, cause, like, the wild woman I am. Thank you so much for watching this week. Next week we'll be in California, and if you enjoyed the show, please like, comment, subscribe, and more than anything else, please share. That really helps put me back in a good place with the algorithm. If you share on Facebook, Reddit, those kind of sites, it really helps me out. So thank you in advance. I so appreciate you all. You all are absolutely wonderful. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, all of that, just stick it in the comments below and I will definitely respond. Mwah! Love you.